These video clips are the property of Rockstar Games.
My name's John Marston.
What are you doing here, Mr. Marston?
I'm here to capture or kill Bill Williamson.
Okay.
I rode in the gang. We robbed trains, banks, held people ransom. We killed people we didn't like. Bill Williamson was in that gang.
Dutch always said you were an arrogant son of a...
Men, it is time to start tearing this place apart and find out where he's cowering!
If I don't capture my former brother in arms, great harm will befall my family.
I thought you were supposed to protect us, Marshal.
Not up, men!
I know a cure for all ailments, Mr. Marston.
People don't forget. Nothing is forgiven.
You here to fight the war? I love patriots! We are one!
Thank God you have come. They want to kill us all.
I don't like women, partner.
Hello, old friend. Been a long time.
Hello everybody, I'm GreenApple54, and in this video I'll be giving you my thoughts on the iconic Wild West game Red Dead Redemption. For those who watch or are subscribed to my channel, you'll know that this is the first review video that I've made since my thoughts on the amazing digital circus, and for good reason. After playing through the entirety of the story, along with some of its zombie-themed downloadable content, I can safely say that this is one of the best PS3 games I've ever played. The game and its popular sequel were made by the company Rockstar, who were already known for other successful titles like Manhunt. L.A. Noire.
Female dumped the end of Hill Street.
Hard evidence. Come on, we have a clue.
Bully.
Encountered.
Okay, I'm frightened, and I've got a weak bladder.
Hey, Aggie.
You can clean my shoes.
This school is filled with wild...
And, of course, the immensely popular and controversial Grand Theft Auto franchise. This is just one of the 2 Rockstar games I've played, the other being GTA 5 on the PS4. While I found that game to have very good graphics and an interesting, detailed open world, I found the story and feel of the game to not really be my cup of tea.
Nobody tells me what I want!
And that kind of put me off Rockstar games for a while. However, after hearing only good things about the first Red Dead Redemption game from CX reviews and the amazing Actman video, I decided to try it myself. And I have to say, for a game made in 2010, it manages to hold up very well in terms of graphics and gameplay. The movie-like cutscenes throughout the game were made using motion capture, which at the time was quite an expensive and long process to carry out. But if it works, it's worth the time, and will make the product stand out for years to come. This is certainly the case with RDR1. The story is set in the year 1911, and revolves around the main character John Marston, who used to be part of a gang with outlaws Bill Williamson, Javier Escuela, and Dutch van der Linde. After retiring from the world of outlaws to spend time with his family, his wife Abigail and son Jack are suddenly kidnapped by the governors of Blackwater, an American town that has greatly modernized their way of living. They want John to hunt down and deal with his former partners in crime, Bill, Javier and Dutch. And only then will his family be freed. John now has to go back to the world he left behind in order to save them. I won't reveal the entire story since I wouldn't want to spoil it, but it mainly features John interacting with the residents of the places he visits, making friends and enemies on his way to capturing all 3 of his gang members. And we see the harsh life of the Wild West through John's perspective: violence, corruption, madness, heartbreak, racism. Rockstar didn't tone down or censor what the country was like in those days, which may make it a little controversial today, but also important to remember and learn about in these modern times. We also see the world of Red Dead Redemption through memorable characters like the kind Bonnie McFarlane, who helps John after he's been shot at the beginning, the eccentric conman Nigel West Dickens, who he helped to sell his fake magic tonic, the slightly insane Seth, who's searching for treasure near graves, and many more. You even run into someone who I think is meant to be the devil at some point, helping him with moral choices. There's also a wide array of side missions and pastimes. You can earn money by completing night patrols and bounties, talk to strangers and help them with their dilemmas, play games like horseshoes, poker and blackjack, watch old cartoons in the local movie house, tame horses, herd sheep, buy weapons and other items from shops, go to bars and get drunk, skin animals, pick flowers, or simply just ride into the sunset. There are so many things to see and do. Some minor things that I find annoying with the game are its slightly clunky controls, and that you're only able to save the game outside of town when you've set up a campfire, or when you're sleeping in bought property, not when you pause the game. And there are times when you have to keep moving back and forth from a mission area before it actually lets you play it. But apart from that, I really enjoyed the open world story as a whole.
When designing Red Dead Redemption's multiplayer experience, Rockstar set out to make it as engaging as the single-player campaign and reinvent the idea of open-world online gaming.
Aside from the main story, RDR1 also has a fun multiplayer mode where you can play as different ready-made characters and join a variety of lobbies. These lobbies host addicting online matches of modes such as gang shootouts, a Wild West take on free-for-all, grab the bag, and gold rush, where you have to collect as much gold as possible. Even more than a decade later, the multiplayer mode still has regularly active players, so it's always fun to jump into once in a while.
Survive if you can. Red Dead Redemption Undead Nightmare.
Finally, apart from the choice of weapon, map and mode DLCs, there's special downloadable content in the form of Undead Nightmare, an expansion on both the multiplayer and the main game. It contains a new story set in a non-canon universe, where as soon as John Marston reunites with his family, a zombie outbreak occurs, infecting Abigail and Jack. So John has to venture out into the zombie-infested towns and visit familiar faces to try and find a cure. It's a very clever idea, as we get to see the characters we know deal with a situation they know nothing about, and it's handled very well in this regard. It also takes on a more humorous undertone than the main story, embracing the typical zombie tropes in its own way. It's considered one of the best examples of what DLC should be, and it's certainly worth the extra money. In conclusion, Red Dead Redemption is simply a masterpiece, and will definitely remain in the list of the most successful games for a long time. It shows what can be done when you have a vast amount of resources and talent, and it's used in the right way. So if you want an authentic and memorable Wild West experience, Red Dead Redemption is the game for you. And there we have it. Those were my thoughts on the game Red Dead Redemption. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to write your thoughts in the comments. To anyone watching, I hope you're having a good day.